Hey guys, I kind of have a new. We have a new task. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but during during my videos and my last few videos, the wired thing. I've been having some issues with this thing overheating. So basically, I got with wired yesterday. I got with wired, and we went through with a meter and started testing stuff out on this thing because. And like I said, I just started, I've never owned these things in the past, so I'm not really sure, what the characteristics of these things are supposed to be, but I know that has the motor temp, and that motor temp was shooting up over 350 and it would shut it off. So what we're trying to figure out is, because, I told him, I just assumed if you ran this thing super hard for a while, it would just overheat, and that was normal. And he's saying, no, I asked him, if I ran this 40 miles an hour for 10 minutes straight, should it overheat? And he told me no, which, it is what it is. But basically, we went through and we metered out stuff, and it's, of course, it's going to be between the hub motor and the controller. And what he's thinking, what I'm fixing to do now is, I don't know if you notice, I don't know if you can see on that screen, but there is no motor temp. I went into general settings, turned that off, and now I've got to go run this thing hard and see if I can get this thing to overheat without the motor temp turned on. And I believe what he's trying to say is when you turn that off, what he's thinking is possibly the controller is malfunctioning and it's giving me a false overheating through the controller. But like I said, what he set me to do yesterday, which I didn't have time because I had to go to my pool league and stuff. But basically, what I've done, I went into general settings. I turn off motor temp. I turned that completely off in the general settings, and now he wants me to run it without that. And I'm assuming what he's saying is that deactivates the motor controls as far as shutting it off through the controller. So if it actually overheats now, which I don't know, I guess I'm just supposed to run it hard until I can get it to actually shut off because I don't have a display of motor temp. So anyway, I'm taking it up Colorado Street. I'm going up all those hills over there and I'm going to try to put the heat to this thing to see if I can get it to shut off. And I guess that determines whether they're going to send me a controller or a controller and a hub motor to replace. So basically, that's where I said I need to, he wants me to run this hard and get back with him and let him know what happened. Now, like I said, I don't have a motor temp, so I don't know how this is going to work as far as, I guess I just run it and see if I can get it to shut off. And I guess if it doesn't shut off, it's not the motor itself. It's not the hub motor itself. It's just the controller that's throwing me crazy stuff. But anyway, we're going to go run it. I figured I'd jump the camera on here just in case he wanted to see. And, I'll post this too. But like I said, it still rides good. It still does everything. But as you notice, and I mean, even I've actually got when I was in Georgetown at night, when I did that nighttime ride on that trail, and then when I got downtown, it started overheating. And I think, I turned it off. I had spent 10, 15 minutes letting it cool down and everything. It still rides good, but it was overheating. And like I said, I'm uploading a video. It's a two-part video again because my last ride was like 2 hours, almost 3 hours. So I split it in half, kind of. But it was overheating the other night too. This when I did a ride on Sunday. So that's kind of why I got with Wired to get an idea, I need to figure out what's going on, and was that normal? And he said it's not. It's not normal. And like I said, I'm not bashing Wired. I'm not bashing anybody. Uh, you know, Shit happens, I guess. But at least, we can catch this and hopefully rectify the problem one way or the other. But like I said, Wired's been good. I spent So, about an hour on the phone and doing some metering and stuff yesterday. Kind of took all the wiring stuff apart on the bottom of the bike and went through stuff. Like I said, they're working with me. I mean, their customer service seems to be doing good. So, but like I said, we're going to go take this thing for a hard run, try to see if I can get it to shut down, or get the motor to shut off or whatever. And anyway, I'm on video while we're doing it. So we're going to go find the hardest and toughest hills that we can find. Man, it's kind of chilly out today. I think it's in the lower 60s, but hopefully I don't get too cold. Let's go rip her. I'm going to try to rip this thing as long and as fast and as long as I can. I don't remember which one of these. We're going to go down here first. pass. This is a pretty steep hill here. Definitely putting that motor to work, that's for sure. It's a steep. Come on, baby. I mean, she barely got up here. I say barely. 13. I'm gonna run that again. I'm not gonna get such a big start at it. I'm gonna try to work this motor over. There we go. Yep, yep, she shut off. Oh, man. Unfortunately, when she shuts off, I'm stuck on this hill. Nope, she's out. Yep, she shut off. Like I said, I just don't understand. I don't know how this is supposed to work. I mean, at some point it's going to overheat, but wow. Yeah, she's cooled off a little. I got her to shut off. But going up that hill like that, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I would think that it's gotta overheat at some point if you work that motor hard enough. But like I said, I think they're debating whether to send me a controller and a hub motor, but I really need to get some. I guess I could go down there and hit the highway, run this thing just wide open on the highway. I know where I need to go. There's this place, this called Buckboard or something. There's a pretty big hill. Up, there she goes. Yep. I don't know. Golly. Ain't no pedaling this one. Well, that's twice I've got it overheating. Problem is I can't tell what the temperature is because I got the motor turned off. But I'm thinking what they're going to do, if they do send a hub motor, they're just going to send the replacement hub. They're not going to give the whole rim stuff. So I'm going to have to, I guess I'm going to be learning how to take apart that hub motor and stuff and swap everything out. I don't know. We'll see, I guess. He told me to take it out today or yesterday or today and run it and then get back with him today and let him know if I got it to overheat or whatever, but which, yeah, she's going again. Come on, baby. Yeah, that's twice. Oh, she shut off again. Shut off again. Man. Like I said, I'm not really sure. You would think eventually that it's got to shut off going up hills and stuff, but like I said, he really didn't give me a. He just told me to just to take it out and ride it like I normally ride it and see if I can get it to overheat. So you guys have seen it. That's two. And guess why we're letting her cool down a little bit. Uh, on the Ridge Star, I've got, I had somebody commenting saying that they think something's wrong with the Ridge Star because their bike does so much better than mine and climbs hills and all that. But like I said, this camera is tough. Uh, people don't realize, like going up the Colorado, I always refer to the Colorado Hill, the street that I take from my house to get up here. And, people, they don't realize that complete Colorado Street is all elevated. It's uphill the whole way. And it doesn't look like that because it's a gradual. And then when it gets to the big main hill, it's steep. And, I was really surprised that the Ridge Star actually made it. And I think this guy, it sounds like, the guy that was saying this stuff, of course, he's one of those that, it sounds like he's got a couple of the Ridge Stars and he's trying, I guess he thinks I'm bad mouthing the Ridge Star. But it's an underpowered bike. It's a cheaper bike. Of course, they're not going to put 72 or 60 volts like this bike. They're not going to stick those high dollar, if they put those high dollar batteries and all the bigger controllers and stuff on that makes the price go up on them. And I'm not dogging the Ridge Star at all. I like that bike. I love, I explained it's a different ride, but, I'm not dogging that bike whatsoever. The suspension is cheap on it. And, like I said, they're trying to keep the price down and they can't go with top of the line stuff and sell that bike for $800 or whatever it is. They've got to go cheaper. They use cheaper and lower stuff. I mean, anybody can tell. You go online right now and search batteries for these things. Of course, 36 volts, 48 volts, all those are cheap. Even the 52 volts are getting, coming down because they're coming out with bigger and better batteries now. The 60 volts, 72 volts. I seen one where a Suron battery now is 84 volts. And the amp hours are higher on a lot of those, but they're expensive. I mean, like I said, I think if you go look at Amore batteries, which they're supposed to be some of the best batteries out, uh, you spend $1,000 on a battery, no problem. And that's great. But if you put that $1,000 battery on a Ridstar, well, just look what happens. Guess what happens to the price? It goes up $500-$600, because of the cost of the the equipment. But and I'm not ragging on the Ridstar. I'm not. I like that bike. I've got it. It's still in the garage. It's sitting at the house charged, and I'd like to be riding it. It's a good riding thing. It just doesn't have the low end power. It only goes 31. There's no way to change that until you get into controllers and different batteries and stuff. But like I said, I'm not dogging it. But the guy that's sitting here talking or whatever, oh, your bike's something wrong with it. That thing's climbing steep hills. I mean, it's hard for you to tell what I'm doing. And like I said, I know, and I explained to him, I think one of my issues is I don't have anything to compare it to but this. And I'm sorry, guys, all you Ridstar lovers, I promise you this wired bike will do circles around any Ridstar that's factory. It will do circles around it. This thing will outrun a Ridstar. It will outclimb a Ridstar. It will outperform as far as distance on a Ridstar. But it's supposed to. That's why you pay $2,000 for this compared to $800 for a Ridstar, because this has bigger and better equipment on it. It's built to go faster. It's built to go longer. It's got dual 60-volt batteries. I think the Ridstar, the controller's a 20 amp controller. This is a 40 or 45 amp controller. It makes sense. This bike has more power, and it's hard for me. I know that I try to do a comparison between that Ridstar and this, and there is no comparison. But the ride, it's a total different style bike, and that's cool. But I'm not dogging the Ridstar because I'm going to continue to build that thing. I want it. I like the way it rides. I like the ease of it. It's smaller, it's lighter, and it's more agile. I can actually maneuver that bike a lot better because it has 20-inch tires compared to 26. The wheelbase on it is shorter, probably by 10, 12 inches. It's a smaller bike. It handles good, and I like it. I'm not dogging the Ridstar. I'm just saying the Ridstar will never stand up to this wired bike unless you do modifications and increase the size of stuff on that Ridstar. Like I said, I think the guy got to, he's a diehard Ridstar, and that's cool. I understand the fascination with it. I do. But it's not going to be, it's nowhere near what this bike does or is. Now, granted, yeah, I'm out here troubleshooting shit. But they'll get it right. And shit happens, you know. Uh, but, my Ridstar will get the top speed like everybody else says. It just takes a little longer to get there. It did climb that Colorado hill. I promise you, the other hill that we just overheated the first time, that Ridstar wouldn't make it halfway up that hill. That thing is steep, and it's a long steep. Colorado is a long gradual. But that last one, I think it's called Oglebay or whatever that road is that goes down to by that park. Um, that's a steep hill, and I promise you, I'll go home right now and get the Ridstar. It's got 100% charge on it, and I'll take it up that Oglebay hill. It ain't gonna make it. If this don't make it, that Ridstar damn sure ain't making it. Uh, because it's smaller. The battery's smaller. The controller, the amps are smaller. Everything is smaller on that bike, and I understand that. That's why I'm saying that I need to do something to it to increase the range, increase the. I want a little more speed out of it, and the Ridstar is great. I like it, but it ain't no wired. You know, as far as the performance, it can't be, or it'd be a $2,000 bike. That's just basically where I'm at. But anyway, well, I've got this thing. I want to I'm trying to think. I may take the highway back and see and just try it without going up hills. Just run it wide open. Just run it wide open on the road, on the highway, and see how that performs. Okay, I need to get back to that Ogilvy thing. Let's see. We need to go back this way. Yeah, that was my road back there. I need to go back down that hill. It's not Ogilvy, it's Ogletree Pass. It's shut off. But that was after that was running wide open for six miles, and it shut off. Come on, baby, cool off. Almost made it back home. I don't know what the heck that wire is hanging off that telephone pole. That's weird. Come on. She shut off again. I mean, I'm one street away. That's my street right there. Come on, baby. Come on. Yep. Better get out of the road. Wow. Yeah, she's shut off. She's overheated again. Well, three times we overheated. But it took 6 miles to get it to overheat. But man, trash can, man, we had a bad windstorm yesterday. It was horrible. But we did get her to overheat, though. We did get her to overheat, though. We did get her to overheat. Three times. But yeah, we did get her to overheat 3 times. There's the old Red Star. The old Red Star. I'm gonna take her out for a little run at some point. Like I said, I got a full battery on it. With all them cut off wire ties down there on the ground. I had to disassemble that whole harness down there on the bottom, the one that makes me nervous. I said before in one of my videos, that makes me nervous having those wires, having all those wires on the bottom of that frame down there. I could see it. I could see good Lord, look at that top speed, 46 miles an hour going down that hill. But we did 14 miles, and like I said, before I got on the highway part, I was sitting at 8 point something miles, so basically 6 miles and it overheated. Well, like I said, I'll follow this up, guys, with as we go through this with wired, and we'll see see what the conclusion is. We might be might have me a video of changing out controllers, hub motors, and whatever, but whatever they determine needs to be done, we'll do it. But like I said, we may have some videos up on the Wired coming up, doing some warranty work on it. But anyway, I'm gonna cut this off now and go get on with the Wired and see what they're thinking. I may have to. I don't know if they may want this video or not. I don't know, but anyway, I will. We'll talk to you guys later, and figured I'd kind of line y'all out on where we are on the Wired at least. And I'm still shopping around on the old Ridstar. But all right, guys, we'll talk to y'all later and see y'all on the next one. Hey guys, hey quick update. I'll throw this on the end of my test run when I'm. But basically, what's going on is I'll explain in the video, but I'll do a quick recap. But basically, what we got is, if any of y'all guys have watched my last few my rides that I've videoed, I've been having some overheating issues with the Wired. Some of the overheating stuff I could possibly see, going up hills, whatever. But, the one, I think the one video I was doing where I think it said I went into town at night or something. It's one of my night rides, and it was in Georgetown. But it overheated 2 or 3 times. The ride that I think, yeah, I'm fixing to upload the last part of that Sunday ride. On Sunday, it overheated 2 or 3 times. So I got with Wired on Monday. We went through, a few scenarios. I sent them a video to where they can watch it. He had me basically go in, turn off the motor temperature setting in the general settings in the controller, and then went and did a test ride, which this is going to be attached to on the video. But basically, he wanted me to go run it and, run it wild. He's telling, because, I'm still learning a lot of this stuff. But basically, I've always thought, if you run this thing wide open, it's going to overheat, period. He says no. I asked him, if I ran this wide open, 43 or whatever, top speed, for 10 minutes straight, is it supposed to overheat? And he said no, which, like I said, I'm still learning this stuff as we go. But basically, he's saying no, it shouldn't overheat. There are some instances where it can overheat, and I'm sure going up crazy hills and bottoming out the motors and whatever, I don't know. But basically, he's saying that no, that's not characteristic of what this bike's supposed to be. He sent everything to the manufacturer. They viewed the videos. They viewed my documentation from my ride on Monday, and basically they've come to the conclusion that they want me to replace the hub motor, and they want me to replace the controller. So basically, that's coming up. I talked to him this evening. He told me that it should be dropping in the mail. It's coming out of Chicago, of course. So whenever it gets here, I don't know if it'll get here by the weekend, but basically, stupid light. But basically, what's going to happen? They're going to send me all that brand new stuff. Now, they're not sending me a complete rim and all that. I'm just replacing the hub on the back of the Wired. I'm going to replace the hub motor and the controller. But basically, we'll have a video. I'm going to go through this on video when I get all this, and then we're going to do another one. I got my girl in China, actually. She's working on my stuff right now. I've got to get with her as soon as I get through with this and kind of give her some finals on what I'm looking for and stuff. And then she's going to quote out uh, my mod kit for the Ridstar. And I'm trying to get this highest amp hour 72 volt battery. That's where I'm having issues. She tells me she can make something and then she tells me she can't. So I don't, like I said, it's kind of a pain. I've been dealing with her for a week now. And I've got other options. I want to get, because she told me she wants my business. She wants, um, she wants me to give her a chance at trying to outbid these other, the other stuff that I've already got. And this other stuff is pretty expensive, but like I said, it's all about the amp hours. I'm trying to make this battery safe. Um, that's the whole goal of this. Of course, I want it safe on, not just, you know, sling it together. I want a good solid kit that I can put on this thing, which, like I said, we'll see how it goes. But basically, that's coming up. Uh, that will be coming up as soon as that stuff comes in. We're going to rip it apart, change out all that mess, and go from there. But if you are having some, and my overheating problems are random. It's not, if you've watched some of my videos when you see me talking about the overheat problem, it's not when I first got. I mean, it's an hour into the ride, and I just thought, well, maybe this thing's getting hot. And I do push that bike pretty hard at times. But the one in Georgetown at nighttime, man, it was below 50 degrees. I wasn't pushing it hard. And that was my concern because I do live in Texas. Some of our summers are 110, and sometimes a little higher. But it gets hot in the summertime. So if I'm overheating in the wintertime, that's why I express my concerns. Because I'm only going to jump 30 to 40 degrees hotter when summertime hits, and I don't want to have to deal with the overheating issue. So basically, we're replacing everything that might have, he's saying it could be the controller, with the temperature sensor throwing up some crazy stuff and making it shut down, or it could be the hub motor. I don't know. After they watched it, they said they were just going to send me new stuff and replace both. That way, hopefully we cover the issue. But anyway, that's just a quick update. And like I said, this will come in on a tail. I've got to go do some editing on that one where I did the test ride on Monday, I guess it was. Yeah, I took it out Monday. And he had me document all that, do videos. But anyway, that's coming up. It is coming up. I've got one more from last Sunday. I've got that video with this will be included on that, and then we're going from there. But like I said, as soon as I hear something, we'll get on it, and we'll kind of go over what we need to do. Also, I have the Wired Technician. Of course, I've discussed with him the password issue with this controller, that it's not working, and it's frustrating because we spend this kind of money on this bike, and granted it might be cheaper than some, but on the Ridstar we have this, and I sent him a couple of different deals, but basically it's a key, and that actually secures your bike, and I love that concept. I really do. I love this concept. It's a half twist throttle, just like what they have. It just has this. They also make one that has the voltage readout on the top. But that would be nice. I'm going to shop for that on this one. But on the Wired, I told him I would just like to have this key. That way I don't have to deal with the password issues. He says he thinks they're working on it. He thinks, but that's ridiculous that you have a function on this thing that doesn't work. And then, that password would really make life a lot easier, safer. I mean, although you do lock it up, somebody can walk by here, somebody can walk by your bike if they know what they're doing and hit the power button, turn it on, and they could really screw some stuff up on it, even though it is chained to something or however you secure these things. But I like the idea of either the password or a key shut off. To me, that makes common sense. And Ridstar is low income bike, but I'm telling you that as cool as it gets. Because when I get through riding, I turn the key, it shuts all the power off. I'm done, and I don't have to worry about somebody jacking with this thing. But I told him if he could do some research and try to find something that Wired would support. He talks about third party stuff and how that, it could mess up with your warranty stuff. And I totally agree. I understand that. But I asked him to look into it, and I don't know if I'll get any response. But like I said, I would be curious to know. He said they probably wouldn't have an issue if I put a switch on there. And basically, I guess just a switch to shut the power off. Now, I don't understand how that makes it any more secure, because somebody could turn the switch on and take it. But I'm not sure what switch he was talking about. But even if there was an inline key switch, something that I can actually control the power to this. I turn the key off, shuts off. Makes sense to me. And but I don't know. Like I said, that was another one I asked him to look into, but I think would be a cool feature. It is cool on the Ridstar. I like it. It's definitely one of the things I do like about it. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get off here, and we'll talk to y'all later. Well, y'all have a good evening.